All right, I'm gonna show you how to fix a dripping Delta 1700 series shower valve. This will work for pretty much any shower valve made by Delta with a cartridge. The 1700 series has this little insert. That's really the only difference. The rest of them are pretty much exactly the same. So on these 1700 series, you have the temperature adjust handle that is separate from the shower valve handle. So basically just press on the handle down and it snaps off this way. You might feel like you're gonna break it, you might, but that's just how it is. Inside here you just have a Phillips head screw. Take that off. And pay attention to how this is mounted on here when you go to take it off. Because sometimes, and I always shut my drain before I get this screw out, just in case, so I don't have any missing parts. Once that screw is out, this little piece slides off. And like I said, you want to make sure you keep it together. These are separate pieces, and this is your temperature adjustment for maximum temperature. So you want to make sure you keep that exactly how it was so you don't get confused later. And your handle, now that that's all off, will just slide right off. And then inside here, you have your bonnet nut. Most of the time, you can get this off by hand, but not always. Now, on these, sometimes this little plate here kind of get in the way of that nut and make it just a little bit harder to get off of there. So we'll just go ahead and get it off. Like so. Alright, now here's your bonnet nut inside here. Like I said, usually it'll come off by hand. If it doesn't, and a pair of channel locks or slip groove pliers doesn't work, I have a video on how to get this off with ease in my other video. You'll need a 2-inch Fernco coupling, rubber coupling with hose clamps, and you can get it off very easily, very quickly. The other option is to cut it off with a little angle grinder or something and a chisel. There's your cartridge, just like that. Now if it's older, sometimes these are a pain to get out. And inside of there, you have that little insert I was talking about. A lot of times where it leaks is from those gaskets, and that'll cause that drip to start coming out. So to get that out, best thing you can use is a pair of needle nose pliers. Sometimes they fight a lot, and you gotta use a screwdriver or something to try to pry it out of there. They don't always come out with these. There's your springs and seats. Like I said, these things fight to the death before they come out sometimes. There we go. That was pretty easy one. All right. So now, I'm gonna make sure that's clear of any other parts or debris. Now that you know you're good, take this piece here, slide it out. It's got the little cover on there to keep these seats and springs in place. Now, anytime I work on a faucet, I usually my faucet grease, and this stuff is just regular old plumber grease. Nothing special. Get a little bit of that. You can put it on all your seals. This will help, for one, to get it in a lot easier, but for two, it'll make it a lot easier down the road for the next guy to get it out. Now you're just gonna basically reverse the process. You're gonna push this guy in until it fully seats. Make sure that your seats and springs, those little gaskets in the center there, are still in place and didn't pop out on you. That's the most important thing. Now your cartridge. It has a label on it somewhere, right there. It says hot side, so that way you know that side's gonna go on your left. Now on these, same thing, just a little bit of grease on everything. The most important part on these are actually these little sides, because these will get stuck. This side right here will get stuck right here on the inside of this. And you know, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, it'll be a nightmare to get it out of there. All right, so again, hot side goes on the left. You're just gonna insert until your little pieces there lined up, and then you're gonna push it in. Sometimes it's a pain. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna put some more grease right around these threads for that bonnet nut. Because like I said, those also get stuck. You don't need to get them super tight. All the sealing is done right in that O-ring right there. Not this one, but inside this housing on the cartridge. All right. Now that that's on there, we're gonna get our sleeve put back on. And the sides right in there, just like that. Now we're gonna get our faceplate cover back on. Make sure we get the thing slide in real nice and easy. All right, now your handle has those grooves right there. I'm gonna slide right over that, just like so. And again, make sure you keep these together. Otherwise it's gonna be, if you don't know what you're doing, it might be a little bit of a pain to figure out exactly how you're gonna get it lined back up. On these, basically you just wanna get it set to where it has maximum range of motion, unless you have elderly or children in the home that could scald themselves. Otherwise, you would turn down your temperature. So I will show you how to do that while we're in here. All right, so here's the inside of your handle. You got this black piece here, and the little teeth on it slide in there like kind of like a gear, and it's going to give you a maximum temperature set. Now again, if there's small children in the home that predominantly use the tub, or very elderly people that could get confused, you want to make sure the temperature does not exceed 130 degrees, just so they don't scald themselves. Otherwise, most people know, you know, the more they turn this handle, the hotter it's gonna get. So again, you're just protecting yourself. There's a little C and an H on there. See that? Now, even I still get these really screwed up. So got maxed out on the hot, the H. For cold, you just adjust it. That's all you do. So again, I'm just gonna set it at the maximum, just because this is what the homeowner wanted. And again, we're gonna insert the handle adapter on there next. Line it up. So now we have full range of motion. That little stopper hits right there. if you didn't have that on there and you had that black piece turned further this way, this piece would stop right about here. It just had a little bit of motion, but we have an entire rotation, so that is good. That's what we want for this situation. Now we're going to take our screw, put it back in there. Now it is really important that you do not over tighten this screw. If you do, it can crack your little plastic pieces here in the handle, or it can pull on the cartridge and bust it as well. So I just let it turn on its own, give it 1/8 of a turn, just to ensure it's not going to back itself off. And that's it. Handle still moves nice and smooth. That's what you want. If you over tighten it, it's going to turn really tough as well. So you just want a nice, even, easy turn on there. I may even back it off a smidge just because it is catching a tiny bit back. There we go. That's what we want. So now we're going to take our little cover piece here, like we had done before, and it's got these little tabs here to connect here and here. So we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to reverse the process. It's going to snap down into place. Just like so. One more time. Boom. And the only thing I hate about these faucets is I always feel like these look kind of uneven and cheap, but it's on there. Alrighty. That'll be on, that'll be off. So that's how you rebuild a Delta 1700 series faucet. If you are curious on which faucet you have, so you can get your parts, right on the bottom on the faceplate, it'll usually state what kind of cartridge it's going to take, what series it's from. This would be a 17 series multi-choice by Delta. Like I said, most other cartridges, it's very easy to replace, just like this one. That back piece isn't in there, but the cartridge itself, it's the exact same swap out process. The only thing is you wouldn't have to deal with this as well. If you have any more questions, just comment in the section. I can answer. Other than that, you guys have a great day.